okay, speaking of that, you know what? I'm just sitting here thinking about, shows are about pacing, and I want to take you guys on a journey, and I'm feeling like it's Saturday night. I can tell we already have a bond. I feel close to you already. And I just want it to be fun, and like everybody seems to be in a great mood, so I think it's like the perfect time for me to sing a song about a girl who gets murdered. Because there's never really a wrong time. Nothing says party! Like a song about homicide. I do have a story about this song I want to tell you. I wrote this song for that same album, Rush Street, that I mentioned before, and but it wasn't really going to be on any album because it started out as this piece of music that came into my head one night on a tour bus. I was on the road, and I fell in love with this piece of music that my brain created because it didn't sound like any other piece of music I'd ever written. So I was excited about that. It felt different and fresh, and so I wanted the lyrics to be different than anything I'd ever written too. And ever since I was a little boy, I've been a big fan of mystery novels and murder mystery movies, and so I thought, it would be so badass if I could write a story song that had, a plot and characters, and because they're really hard to write, because you only have 4 minutes basically to tell a whole story. And I wanted to do that, and then I got this idea, this real idea, and I started to flesh it out a little bit, and I started to work on it, and the more I worked on it, the more I knew, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that it sucked. The biggest piece of crap I'd ever tried to write. And that happens, so you just gotta, we writers, you gotta purge it. You gotta just kind of finish it, and then you just either throw it in a drawer or you completely trash it. And so I thought, well, maybe there's some of this music that I like, so I'll just make one little run through of it on a, record it just so I have it. And so I got out my Panasonic cassette recorder. So state-of-the-art in 1991. And I started to just sing it down one time. And in the middle of the song, my wife came in the room to get me for dinner. And she saw that I was recording, so she just sort of hung back by the door and waited till I was done. And I hit the last chord and I stopped the tape, and Cynthia looked at me and she said, "What is that?" And I went, "This? Oh my God, it's this piece of crap I've been working on. It's this stupid song about a little town in Nebraska. And there's this river that runs through the town, and there's a girl that lives in the town named Mary, and one day Mary just disappears. She just vanishes, and no one knows what happened to her. And I'm the narrator of the song, but I'm also a character in the story. I'm this weird guy that lives in the town, and people have always been suspicious of me, and ooh, maybe he had something to do with her disappearance." I said it's like the worst Twin Peaks episode never aired, I said, "It's just crap. I'm not going to use it or do anything with it." And Cynthia said, "Babe, that is a huge hit song." Okay, now this is the most important part of the story for you guys in the audience, you husbands and boyfriends. Because as you know, all we want once in a while is to be freaking right. Because it never happens. Right? And I got so excited because I was like, oh my God, I'm right. I know, this is what I do for a living. I know what a hit song is and isn't. And so now I have to, all these years later, I have to admit that the only reason I recorded this song at all was to prove my wife wrong. To show her that by putting it on the new album I was making, that no one would like it, no one would pay attention to it, nothing would happen with it. And so I did. And then like 4.5 months later, it became #1 in about 13 countries. Just pissed me off. So we all have Cynthia to thank for this one. This is called Hazard.
Just 7. Even then the folks in town say with prejudiced eyes that boy's not right. 3 years ago when I came to know Mary, first time someone looked beyond the rumors and the lies and saw the man inside. We used to walk down by to watch the sun go down. We used to walk along the river and dream our way out of this town. But I fell for Mary. No one cared until the night she went out walking alone, and she never came home. Man with a badge came knocking next morning. He was surrounded by 1,000 fingers suddenly pointed right at me. But I swear I left her by the river. I swear I left her safe and sound. I need to make it to the river and leave this old Nebraska town. I swear I left her by the river. I swear I left her safe and sound.